All right, so y'all go ahead and do the factoring and the math knowledge question for today. Pause the video, and then once everyone is finished, you can unpause the video and I'll go over the correct answers. So for the factoring, you're going to want to do remove, replace, reduce. And so you'll have x squared minus 30x plus 225. And then you're going to replace and factor. You'll have 9x minus 15 times 9x minus 15. And then if you reduce these both by 3, you'll have 3x minus 5 times 3x minus 5. Or you can write that as 3x minus 5 squared. All right, for the math knowledge question, what is the domain? So those are the x values. The only x value that you can't plug in, your denominator cannot equal 0. So x minus 7 cannot equal 0, which means that x cannot be 7. So C is the only one. The only restriction is that your x value cannot equal 7. Okay, so we're looking at lesson 52 today, the inviolable argument. And then we're going to also look at arguments in trig equations. So hopefully you'll understand how these work after this lesson. So the word inviolable means safe from violation or profanation, and impregnable to assault or trespass. So basically, safe from violation. You can't mess with it. The argument of a function is inviolable because the argument cannot be removed from the expression nor changed in any form by using standard algebraic techniques. So if we have tangent of 2 theta equals 1, you cannot divide 2 theta by 2 and the 1 by 2. You cannot say tangent of theta is equal to 1/2. That does not work. This 2 theta is safe from violation. You cannot violate it by dividing it out. You're going to have to work a different way. So that's what they're talking about whenever they say the inviolable argument. So we're going to solve this. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to get your sine, cosine, tangent, whatever it is, by itself and the number on the other side. So we're going to say tangent of 3 theta equals 1. And now what we're going to do is make a replacement. Instead of 3 theta, I'm going to say tangent of x equals 1. So I'm saying 3 theta and x are the same thing. Now let's think about our unit circle. Where does tangent equal 1? What angles would give us that value? 45 degrees and 225 degrees. You should know those. If you don't, you still need to be looking back at your unit circle. Even though all your quizzes are over, you still need to study it. Okay, so we need to solve for theta. So we're going to divide by 3 on our x's to get theta. So our thetas, 45 divided by 3 would be 15 degrees. 225 divided by 3 would be 75 degrees. Now from here, we look back up at the problem, and it said theta was from 0 to 360. So what we're going to do at this point is take 360 and divide it by the same number we divided x by, so 3. And that's going to give us 120. And you're going to take the 120 and add it to each answer, and you're going to keep going until it's over 360. So you're going to end up with 135, 195, 255, 315. If I add 120 again, it's going to end up over 360. So I'll stop there. So those are the values that will work for this problem. We're going to try another one. It's a little bit different. This one is theta divided by 2. And so it works a little bit differently. So the first thing you want to do is to get your cosine of theta over 2 by itself. So we subtract square root of 3 over 2. And then we make a substitution. So I'm going to say cosine of x equals negative square root of 3 over 2. So I said theta over 2 equals x. So what angles give me negative square root of 3 over 2 for cosine? Well, that would be 150 and 210. Okay, so now to find our thetas, we have to multiply by 2. So our x's get multiplied by 2. So 150 times 2 is 300, and 210 times 2 is 420. Now, if you look back, it said theta had to be between 0 and 360. 420 is not in between those. So theta's only value would be 300 degrees. So we didn't have to do 360 divided by anything and add it to our answers. The way that I keep it straight, theta divided by anything means that we're not going to be doing the 360 divided by the number and then adding it to it. If it's 2 theta, 3 theta, 4 theta, etc., that's where you're going to do 360 divided by that number and then add it to your answers. Okay, so that's how these work. Y'all are welcome to go back and watch the first one and work through that one again, and then come back and watch this one again. Those are the two types that we're going to be looking at, either 2 theta or theta divided by 2. Okay, so your homework is 1 through 30. Make sure y'all do those tonight so we can go over your questions tomorrow.